Hello, we're back again with the ripple effects of parent coaching. Today is our last part of this series. If you missed the other ones, you can go back. We've talked about how parent coaching, how it starts with you, how it helps you have peaceful partnerships, and then how it ripples out to your children. And today we are going to infinity and beyond. We are talking about the ripples that are going to happen in your community, in your other relationships, that are just going to ripple out in ways that you wouldn't even think of. And as you start to do this work, again, it starts inside, it starts in your household, in your family. But as you start to go on and you start to bring this work outside of your house, you are going to really start to understand the meaning of the famous quote, "Be the change you want to see." It's going to be contagious. Like Betty's used that word a few times in our previous videos. It really is contagious. So we're going to look at a little bit how that happens today. But first, I want to introduce you to Betty Arteaga Muriel of Your Parenting Story LLC.
Hi, friends. I'm Betty Arteaga Muriel. I'm the founder of Your Parenting Story LLC, and I support families, especially neurodivergent families and those families, parents of teens, in transforming everyday parenting challenges into moments of connection, clarity, and growth. Because parenting is never about behavior, it's about the story that we're living inside. And when a parent begins to shift that story, the whole family feels a change.
And I'm Ellie Knott of Ellie Chase Coaching LLC. As a former preschool teacher, my passion is with helping families who have children in that preschool-ish range. And I love helping parents find their most authentic parenting path so they can raise their kids with more connection, confidence, and joy. And I also really love just bringing the magic back to early childhood. Um, but with that, let's dive in. We are going to see, how does parent coaching ripple out to your friendships, to your extended family, to your job, right? To your community, to any other relationships that you have. Betty, did you want to talk about this a little bit from your own experience?
Oh, yes. I feel like I thought that when I was coming into this work, that the only thing that I was going to change was my kids' behavior. And although that did change, that did improve, that was the least of my worries was the kids' behavior, right? It was something that started building to the point where I no longer stay in my home, in my little cozy home. I have become more confident into going out there into the work, into the whole world, right? I've been building friendships in different ways. I've been reaching out into community. And one of the things that I notice about parenting, especially these days, is that there's a joke, right? Where is my tribe? Right? Some of us have the privileges to actually raise our kids close to family, right? Close to family. And even then, it has its challenges. Some of us are actually raising our kids with nobody around. And then it feels very isolating to be just in your home with your kids and all of your challenges. With this work, as you become more confident in yourself, as you begin to explore things inside of you, getting to know yourself, right? You are increasing your ability to self-regulate. You increase your ability to meet different kind of people because now you're not coming with prejudgments. You are more in like, ooh, what is it that motivates other people? It's kind of, you kind of start seeing people, ooh, what are they acting this way, right? But it's more in a curious. You bring in that curiosity. You learn how to communicate differently. You learn how to hold space for other people for their conversations, right? You also begin to create better boundaries with ourselves, even better boundaries with, even when you're raising kids around family, you start putting in those boundaries there, where I'm not putting these boundaries out of with guilt or feeling bad about it, is in the sense that this is the best decision that I can make for my family, and this is what we're going with. You're going from your values. So these things can look into, you may even perform better at work, which is crazy to think, right? Because when you have more confidence, when you are not spiraling, when your stress levels are not here all the time, then your capacity expands. And then now that my capacity expands, and we talked about a little bit about this in another episode, we're creating space, right? Now that we clean up some of the junk that you were accumulating there that you haven't looked at. Now we have space. We have space for new friendships. We have space to actually put our attention at work. We have space to build better relationship with our spouses, with our kids, with our family, right? Now we're creating that space. So in my own experience right now, I'm in the best space that I can be in terms of relationship. I am not like when we were kids where I will talk to my friends every day and we do these things, but now I'm more conscious about crafting time with them because I know it fills me up. So can I grab brunch with my friends? There's an event tomorrow for my community. I'm gonna go there and just bring myself. You don't feel the need to be anybody else, right? You bring yourself.
Yeah, for sure. And as you start to do that, people are going to notice, right? I've had people since I started doing this work, I've had people tell me how calm I have such a calm presence, and I would never, especially maybe 5 years ago or so, that is the last word that I would use to describe myself. So it was really funny to me to hear that from other people, and I'm like, oh wow.
You're a calming presence.
Yeah, yeah. So people start to notice this, and as they do, they might ask you questions or they might make comments, and you get a chance to share authentically, like how this happened for you, right? Especially to the people that you love, who maybe you can see that they really are still in this place of like chaos and survival mode, and just go 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 go. And as they start to notice that, it opens up a doorway for you to be like, do you want some of the support too? Like, I know the path that can get you there, right? And so you can open those doors and you can share this work with people who would benefit from it just as much as you, and start to inspire that change for other people outside of your own family, which is such a beautiful gift that you could give someone.
This gives you a chance to be more authentic. I love the fact that now, because we are kind of little by little dismantling the shames and the fears that comes from everybody else's expectation. With this work, we kind of like quiet down a little of some of those external voices, and we actually give more voice to yourself, right? To the self, to the center, to the one that actually knows what it needs, what it wants. So in that sense, right, when you're going out, you're not only going out into the world as your authentic self, just putting it out there how you are, you're also able to give permission to the people around you to also be authentically themselves. And there is no better relationship than the ones that you are with each other and you know that you can be completely you without feeling judged. I feel like I give permission to other moms for their lives not to be perfect. Because when I talk about it, yes, my life, it's very calm and we do this and we have our moments on our days, but is my life perfect? No. If sit down, come here, I'll tell you a story, right? And we talk about it and we give permission. When I first say, oh, I'm a parent coach, it might sound kind of like, oh, okay, you're coming here to judge me how I'm parenting. And it's like, no, bring up the stories. Let's laugh together because we have to. And you give other people permission to be their authentic imperfect human being, to have to use their inner voice, to have more confidence, right? You are more self-assured and you use your voice to share your truth with your community, right? And then this way, this is how we find our people. We're always talking about building community. Where's my tribe? How do I build genuine relationships? I build it by knowing myself and going out there and being authentically myself. And also having very clear values and very clear boundaries around my values, where if I meet this person and this person is not aligned with who I am, it was great to meet you, but we can keep moving. In terms of work, right? When you're at work, you're able to communicate better. You're not always the, oh, I'm sorry, right? When something's like flustered, it's like you're able to, well, yeah, this is who I am and this is how I work. and this is how more effective. This is how we can improve communication. This is how I tell my supervisor what my needs are, right? Your expectations are here. This is the support that I need to get to these expectations. So it creates that space for you to get to know yourself better and put yourself out there.
Yeah, and I'll speak a little bit more of deepening those friendships. That's something that I've really been experiencing, and part of me for when I was able to, clarify my values and find what's really important. I recognize that spending quality time with my friends it fills up my cup so much, right? And so that's something that I've started to prioritize more. Where, previously maybe I'd be like, oh, but I could get another thing checked off the list, right? Or I could spend more time cleaning the house or whatever. But those things aren't filling up my cup, right? And when I can do the things that fill up my cup, I actually end up getting more done. But also, I've been able to be more present when I am with my friends, and I've been able to hold space when they need to be listened to, and they're able to do the same for me. And so, as those relationships have gotten deeper and just really more connected, more aligned, that becomes a bigger part of your tribe, right? Where you can pick up the phone and call and be like, "Hey, I really just need to vent for a minute." We don't need to go out for dinner and spend all evening together, but we can just pop in, check in with each other, and support each other, which is supportive for the rest of your life too.
If you're ever questioning, um, do I need a parent coach? Do I need a parent coach? Maybe things at home are not even that chaotic. Maybe your kids behave great, but are you enjoying being a parent? Are you enjoying the right? Are you enjoying this years? Right? Because we have our kids at least 18 years. Are you putting yourself on pause and in the back burner for 18 years? Or are you actually experiencing life with your family and your kids? They do their thing. You also have your own identity. You also have your own needs. You also have, right, your own relationships. And I love this quote from Michelle Obama where she says that we're able to have it all, but not at the same time. And we have different seasons. And I feel like with this work, that's what it teaches you. It teaches you that what are the things that you prioritize? What are the things that fill your cup? I love that you said that. What are the things that fill my cup in this season of life? How do I want to show up for the world in this season of life? And this is how this work goes from you to your spouse, right? In this season, how do I show up with my partner with the capacity that I have? How do I show up for them? How do I show up for my kids with the capacity that I have? And how do I craft a little bit of space for me to pour out into the community and fill my cup with the people around me and be authentically me?
Yeah. And so as those ripples, keep moving out and out, and the time passes and the years go on, you're going to start to notice that your children, they don't grow up and have to untangle these webs that you had to untangle of all of the complicated things from your childhood, right? You're setting them up with this foundation. Um, and you realize you've actually become the cycle breaker, right? You've stopped some of the unhealthy patterns that were in your family history or in your partner's family history. And you've probably inspired other people to do the same thing for their families along the way, which is so beautiful. And so the next time that we come back to talk to you guys, we're going to be getting into generational patterns and talking more about being the cycle breakers, and just seeing how we can inspire that generational healing and how you are the link between your ancestors and the future of your family lineage. But until then, if parents are feeling inspired and they want to work with you, maybe they have some neurospiciness in their household or some teenagers, how can they contact you, Betty?
Yes, I'm in social media. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, your underscore parenting score story. And you can also go to my website, yourparentingstory.com. You'll find resources there, and then you'll find links to go and book a curiosity call. Maybe what we talked about today, you're kind of like, maybe that could work for me, or maybe I want to get to know Betty a little bit more, right? Come on, let's schedule that curiosity call and we can figure out if it's something for you and if we are a good match. And also, you can shoot me an email to coachbetty@yourparentingstory.com. What about you, Ellie? How can they contact you?
Yeah, they can find me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram at Ellie Chase Coaching. And you can also head to my website, elliechasecoaching.com, ELLIECHASE coaching.com. You can find some more information about my work there. You can subscribe to my newsletter if you want some little bite sized parenting ideas in your inbox. And you can also email me or schedule, again, a free curiosity call, just the same as with Betty, where we can get to know each other, find out some more about this work, and just get a conversation started. And until next time.
Until next time, bye, guys.